restless, bold, and beautiful. Tonight, they skate for gold. It's ladies' night at the 94 World Figure Skating Championships from Japan.
And at the top of the show, the brilliance of the Royal Canadian Air Force. Our thanks to Don Ferguson and Roger Abbott. Folks, I was going to say, let's begin. But let's leave the comedy to the pros. And let's bring you up to our host position as you look from the back here on the second level. Good evening, everyone. I'm Brian Williams. Welcome back to Japan, Day 5 of the 1994 World Championships. Just a reminder, our 3-hour prime time gala special tomorrow night from here in Japan. Tonight, we focus on the ladies free. Josée Chouinard is standing third. This division devoid of any Olympic champions with the withdrawal yesterday because of injury by Lu Chen of China. But as I say, Chouinard is third. You might remember last night, her coach Louis Dong said his problem is when Josée is near a medal, he has to keep her focused. That's been the problem in the past. Stong today says he believes that Chouinard is indeed focused. We will find out very shortly. Right now, let's go down to ice level, and here is Chris Cuthbert. Chris?
Thanks, Brian. Good evening, everybody. There's a real air of electricity here as Josée Chouinard tries to become the 4th Canadian woman ever to win the World Championships, joining the likes of Barbara Ann Scott, Petra Burka, and Karen Magnuson, or at least the first medalist in this event for Canada since Elizabeth Manley in 1988 when she won the silver medal at Budapest. Ironically, that year her coach was Peter Dunfield. He's here tonight as coach of the Japanese national champion and the leader, Yuka Sato. And with their thoughts, let's join Barbara Underhill and Paul Martini.
Thanks, Chris. You know, so much has been said about José's ability to handle the pressure. We all remember last year at the World Championships when she dropped from 4th to 9th in the long program. But I think she's made a dramatic improvement this year. Not only has her skating improved, but I think she is better able to handle those nerves. She had a great international competition this year. She also skated very well at the Canadians, and her only poor performance was at the Olympic Games in the long program. I think that had a lot to do with the Tanya Harding broken skate lace fiasco. The only thing she has going against her here is the fact that she's skating first in the last warm-up group. Her coach, Louis Stong, said that this is the worst possible place for her to skate because normally he needs time with her after the warm-up. But Josée said at the Olympics that she's tired of saying, I'll do it the next time. And Paul, I think that maybe this will be the one.
Well, Barb, this competition, when you look at the medal contenders, they really present a challenge for tonight's judging panel. In Surya Bonaly, you have the best technician in the field because she's going to do more triple jumps than anyone else, including a triple-triple combination. Yuka Sato has the pressure of skating in front of her hometown, but she's got a program that's full of energy and has great speed. So that leaves Josée Chouinard with perhaps the most well-rounded program of the field. And when you have those 3 medal contenders out there, and if one of them should have a problem, there's always Tanja Szewczenko, who's sitting in 4th place with a good skate, could move into the podium. So we'll be back with the final competition in the 1994 World Figure Skating Championships after this.
Back to the event hall in Makuhari, Japan. As we get set for the women's free skates, a capacity crowd is on hand. And here's the French silver medalist, Marie-Pierre Leray, one of the most recognized faces here at the women's event in Japan because of a coffee commercial she did that runs on television here. She's currently in 12th place, and she was 11th at the 93 Worlds.
Well, Marie-Pierre is certainly a very beautiful skater to watch, but she's the type of skater that in our sport, we call it the killer instinct. And she doesn't seem to have that. She comes out to competition and she looks a little scared as she prepares for this triple flip. That was actually very well done. Lutz. She does have difficulties with this jump.
Little tight on the landing, but good enough for a clean one.
See her really preparing for her jumps. Wow, she is really on today. This is the best we've ever seen her skate. Position.
With her effectively getting the triple Lutz, flip, and loop, the most difficult triples that she's going to attempt out of the way early in the program and well executed, it provides her with an opportunity to really get into this middle section, this slow section, and really get into the music.
Of all the triple jumps, and she missed it.
What she did was that she went to go up into the air. Instead of carrying her right side through, she dropped it down and tucked it underneath, putting her on a really bad lean. Performance from Marie-Pierre, probably the best that we have ever seen her skate. A very emotional skate and overall a great performance. So Barb, I kept looking over to my right to her coach, Anik Gagaway, and she is ecstatic with this performance. Here's her triple Lutz. Like I said, a little tight on that landing and squeaks it through. And the only fall she had was here. There, you see where that right side is? It's so low, and it's going to stay there. And when she goes to land, down she goes.
Paul, I think Anik skated the whole program with her, and we'll have Marie-Pierre's marks when we return. Well, coach and pupil are delighted as they meet after a fine skate by Marie-Pierre Leray. And what a set of options this young lady has for her. She's modeled for Chanel. She's done some pair skating. She will study mathematics at university next year. Her first set of marks and numbers to mull over are 5 2s and 5.3s for technical merit.
5-2. Thank you.
And it looks like this should be a top 10 finish for her. They like the second set of marks even better, up to a 5.6, and they have 6 first-place marks, 3 seconds for Leray so far. Next, Gene Senft has more on the jumps to watch for tonight in the Royal Bank judges' seat.
This free program tonight, we're going to answer a question that's often asked. How do you tell the difference between all these jumps? The key to telling the difference is the direction the skaters are going when they take off and whether the lift is from the edge or from the toe. There are 6 main jumps in skating, 3 edge jumps, and 3 toe jumps. We'll use triple jumps as examples. The easiest edge jump is the triple salchow, with a takeoff from a back inside edge. The next is a triple loop jump, with a takeoff now from the back outside edge. The third jump is the axel. It's the only jump that takes off while going forwards. The double axel is therefore 2.5 revolutions before landing. In the toe jumps, the free foot is planted in the ice to assist the takeoff. The triple toe loop is the easiest, with a takeoff from a back outside edge. Next is the triple flip from the back inside edge, which is actually a salchow with the help of the toe plant. The most difficult toe jump is the triple Lutz, identifiable because of the long edge into it rotating in one direction, and then the pop into the air rotating in the other direction. When evaluating these jumps, judges consider the speed of approach, the height achieved in the air, upright rotation, and the controlled landing. Jumps that are small with poor height, with angled rotation in the air, or that stop on the landing are considered of lesser quality. Remember, in the free program, there are no specific deductions for errors. If an error does occur, like a fall or a 2-foot landing, the jump is simply not given any credit as having been completed. Good luck with trying to identify the jumps, and for those of you at home who have been working with your Royal Bank scorecard, we hope you've had some fun and that it's added to your enjoyment of our coverage. Chris?
Jean Susan Humphreys has made her own big jump here at the World Championships. Back with her when we return to Japan. Back to Japan, where Canadian silver medalist Susan Humphreys is on warm-up in 10th place after the technical program. A remarkable move from the disappointment of Lillehammer.
For the first little while, I think I was embarrassed. I felt like I'd, not really let everyone down, because I really wasn't expected by a lot of people to really do that well. I wasn't expected to make it there in the first place, but I think I embarrassed myself, because I didn't want to go out there and not make. I didn't even know that there was only 24 made the final, so I didn't find out until after the event. That made it even harder, because I was all ready to go. Okay, I'm going to go out there, on Friday and really skate well and hopefully move up 10 places, whatever, as much as I could. And then I found out, and it was like, it feels like someone's just ripped it out from under your feet. And it was like, it's not fair. That's exactly what comes to mind, is it wasn't fair that I couldn't skate, but that's the way the game is played.
And when times get tough, Susan could always count on support at home.
They've supported me through everything, and they're so proud of me no matter what. So I have that nice family to go home to after, blowing it at the Olympics. I come home to a family who says, we think you're great. And I think that every athlete needs that, and some people don't have that, so I'm really lucky to have that.
Susan's competitive fires were stoked at a tender age.
I won the pre-novice provincial title when I was in BC, when I was around 12, I guess. And I remember not being able to go on to the divisional because pre-novice doesn't go on, right? And I was crying at the banquet night because I wanted to go to divisional so bad. And I think that that's when I really wanted to keep going forward in the sport. But there's another point in my life, I think, when I had shoulder surgery when I was 16. After that, I was off the ice for 4 months approximately, and when I came back, that's when I really had the drive, I think. I think that's when I started to skate because I wanted to be one of the best.
Training under Christy Ness, Susan visualizes success.
I would think about myself that I could be on the podium at Canadians, because I'd always wanted to be on the podium at Canadians through novice. I went to Canadians twice in novice, once in junior, and I was never on the podium. But then when I went there in my first year senior, I wasn't going for a podium shot then. I was just going for the national team because I wanted a red tracksuit. But I think that then when I was on the podium, it was really, I'd been there before in my mind, and it was the greatest feeling because it was like, wow, I'm finally here, and I'm, here I am standing beside Karen Preston and Josée Chouinard, and I was never expecting to be there at that time, so it was really great.
Well, Susan can already classify her first Worlds as a success. We'll have her free skate when the '94 World Figure Skating Championships continue. One of the Canadian success stories here, the national silver medalist, with her dad and sister looking on, Susan Humphreys, the 18-year-old from the Royal Glenora in Edmonton. Talked to Christy Ness, her coach, today, and her instructions were, don't worry about the placement. Go out and enjoy the skate. She had a standing ovation at the Nationals in Edmonton for her long program.
Susan had an excellent warm-up. She looked extremely determined. She's got one of the best jumping techniques out here, but she has had trouble in the past with her nerves. Let's hope she can put that behind her. She's opening with the triple Lutz. And she doubled it.
When you do that on your opening jump, it usually does one of two things. You either get mad at the next one, or it sits you into a panic situation. Triple flip, two-footed, but she got it in.
And a great triple toe loop.
necessarily a bad skate.
She made very few mistakes. Maybe the 2-foot on the triple flip. The other she doubled. But overall, just a great performance for her first World.
Yeah, the bitter taste of Lillehammer long gone now. Dad and sister standing, and so are many of the Canadian fans here. She belongs with this elite group of international skaters. She's proven that to the fans and to herself here in Japan.
Well, it's always a great boost of confidence when you can come to your first world championship and skate this well. Attempted triple flip. As she lands, you're going to notice that both feet are on the ice, constituting a two-footed landing.
Here's a gorgeous triple Salchow. I don't think this could get any better at all. Just a perfect, clean landing.
There's Christy Ness, her coach, who was saying today she's not worried about where Susan Humphreys ranks right now with the top skaters in the world. It's how she compares with the skaters who will be near the top in 2 or 3 years from now.
Well, it's important for her to make an impression here because Josée Chouinard may or may not be here next year.
First set of marks up to a 5.4 from the Chinese judge.
5.2.
Low mark on the board, actually, 5.0, and one of those is from Margaret Berezowski, the Canadian judge. Artistic impression marks come up on most cards. There are 2 first-place marks, 2 thirds, and 5 seconds. And right now, Susan Humphreys is in second place behind Marie-Pierre Leray. Nice job for the young Canadian. Back with more from Japan after this.
Number 15, representing the United States of America.
Well, here's the 13-year-old world junior champion from the United States, Michelle Kwan. She's currently in 11th position, and the Americans need a top 10 finish to qualify 2 skaters for next year's World Championship. So the pressure just hasn't been off this young skater almost all year long.
Well, after the Harding-Kerrigan melodrama, the spotlight is on her, and for a young skater at the age of 13 with very little international experience, that's a lot to live up to. At the Junior World Championships was her success rate. She just landed every single jump we saw her do. She's had a couple of mistakes here, but overall, very consistent, and that was a good triple left.
What you will notice with Michelle, because of her age, because she's only 13, because she doesn't have the strength and the power yet, although she's executing many of these jumps and executing some of them very well, when she lands, she's almost virtually at a standstill. And that's only going to come when she matures and develops and gets the strength and speed that she needs to continue landing the jump with the same amount of speed that she had going into it. in December, she was competing at the Junior World Championships, in which her long program was 30 seconds less than this performance will be. And although she's been obviously working on the longer program since then, it's a lot to expect of a person to get in the condition to handle those extra 30 seconds. Doesn't sound like much, but when you're out there, it can seem like an eternity.
She reminds me of a young Kristi Yamaguchi. A tremendous amount of potential. I think we'll see a lot of her in the future.
Can't help but get the feeling you're watching a future world champion, Michelle Kwan, 13 years of age, carrying the colors of the United States.
Here's her triple Lutz combination. A little bit of a cheat on the landing. A little hop in between up into a double toe. Not much height, but she gets the job done.
And here's triple toe loop. And that's the one that she touched down on. But it's very evident she really needs to learn how to carry that speed out of the jumps.
We'll have her marks when we come back. With her coach, Frank Carroll, who she has worked with for the last 3 years, and Frank was telling us that they're in it for the long haul, at least a couple of Olympic Games together.
Well, every country seems to go through a rise and fall, and the Americans are in a bit of a fall right now because they're going to miss all the medals here this year and relying heavily on her for a top 10 finish.
That mark ranged technically from 5.0 up to 5.6 from China. Her dad actually from mainland China, her mother from Hong Kong. And the artistic impression marks come down 4.8 from Finland. She does have, though, 5 first-place marks on the board, and that's a nice world debut for Michelle Kwan of the United States.
17番 Olga Markova さん Russia number 17.
Here's the bronze medalist from the European Figure Skating Championships that we attended in Copenhagen, Denmark. Olga Markova, 20 years of age, from St. Petersburg, Russia. Unusual after such a fine result. She did not go to the Olympic Games. The Russians not sending a skater because none qualified for the World Championships last year.
This is a skater that's very lucky to be in 7th place at this point, because I think we all felt she received a gift in the technical program. She missed 2 elements, and we all thought Susan Humphreys should have been higher than her.
And the errors that she had in the technical are unusual because she's generally quite consistent.
That was supposed to be a triple Lutz. It was a double.
Two-footed on that triple sow cow. She seems to be sort of in that hit and miss mode out here tonight. anyone isn't a fan of her music selection. I think she's doing an excellent job of hitting all the nuances that are in it and interpreting it very well. Couple of mistakes along the course of this program, but Russian women's competitors are one of the things that baffles the entire skating world. That country has been able to turn out world champion and Olympic champion men, pairs, dance, but they have never had a woman stand in first place at either of the major championship competitions.
Here's a look at the triple Lutz. She gets good height, nice tight rotation, but she just isn't in a position to land. The free leg, you can see the look on her face there. The free leg just doesn't get out in time.
Olga Markova's marks when we come back.
Technical merit, 4.5.
Back with the marks for Olga Markova. And a 4.5 from the finish judge. High mark technically 5.4 from Bulgaria.
5.2. Thank you. Artistic impression. 4.8.
And now the artistic compression marks, and she has a first place mark from Bulgaria, but a 9th place mark, and right now she is behind Susan Humphreys. So Susan Humphreys looks like she could have a top 9 finish, and she's standing by with Brian Williams.
Thank you, Chris. I'm with both Susan and Coach Christy Ness. Susan, first of all, congratulations. Tonight you proved that you do belong on this world stage.
Thanks. I feel really good about my skate, and it's nice to come back after the Olympics and skate really well.
When you doubled the triple early on, Paul Martini said one of two things happen. You either fall apart or you get mad, and you came back with a vengeance.
Well, actually, after that, I just thought, I'm not going to miss anything else, and I wasn't trying to put pressure on myself, but I know I can do all the jumps, so I thought, well, forget it. We'll just keep going and do everything.
Christy, Jean Senft talked about the high quality of Susan's jumps.
Well, she gets a tremendous height on her jumps, and her feet are pointed in the air, and you don't see that from all the skaters. And the other thing is she can open up before she lands, so she isn't all squeezed on the landing when she hits the ice.
All right, a good night.
Flow.
It gives her flow indeed. Christy Ness, Susan Humphreys. Let's quickly get back to Chris Cuthbert.
Thank you, Brian. A great world debut for Susan Humphreys. Josée Chouinard and the final group have taken the ice. Back with more from Japan after this. Back to Japan, Canadian champion Josée Chouinard and the final group on warm-up. Even after the Olympic Games, the Worlds holds a special meaning for Josée.
The Olympics are more relaxed and the Worlds are more intense. I'd say the judges are closer. They come to the practice more often. Or actually, it's more obvious that the judges are there. And most of the time you share the same hotel. And so you have to behave all the time, like in the hotel, where at the Olympics is more relaxed. You meet all the other athletes, and it's such a long period, too. So you can't be at your peak. It's different from the Olympics. You have stress, but it's also relaxed. And, you know, there's you make up a lot of friends, and there's a lot of discipline. So your sport is not important all the time, where in Japan, in Tokyo now, everything is concentrated on figure skating. So it makes a big difference. Worlds might be my last as an amateur competition. So I just want to be proud of myself. I just want to feel good and enjoy it over there. And if it happens and I get a medal, well, good. If not, I just want to be happy about myself. I feel comfortable in this competition. I feel very comfortable. I'm at my place, and that's probably the reason, because I'm with the people that I've been growing up with, and the people that I've been seeing in competition for so many years, and now I feel like I'm home, and it helps a lot.
Josée has looked very much at home here in Japan. Her free skate is next.
練習時間終了です。
Welcome back to Japan, and the moment of truth has arrived for Canada's Josée Chouinard. Remember her best finish ever at the World's 5th in Oakland in 1992. She's third after the technical program. She'll skate first in the final group. Barb, your thoughts on the draw?
Well, her coach told me, Louis told me, that this is the worst possible spot for her to skate. He said he needs time with her after the warm-up, but that isn't the case here today.
Well, Barb, as a coach, you try to prep your athlete as well as you possibly can, but it's at this moment where you simply have to stand back. You have absolutely no control and hope that you've done the job that you wanted to do.
She opens with the triple flip. This is the jump she fell on at the Olympic Games. Not a good start. She has to pull herself together here because this is the triple Lutz. Guess it's not José's day. She still has some very difficult jumps to perform. And a good triple loop. Choreographed program, you know you've got a piece of quality material to work with. So although she's had the 2 mistakes early on, she's coming back and skating really strong here. Remember that as Jean drew to our attention, a mistake in the long program is a situation where you're simply just not given any credit for the attempt, as Josée sets up to attempt her second triple Lutz. Double.
to whether or not this will be her last year at the World Champions. I, for one, don't think I could come off the ice knowing that that was my last performance at a World Championship. She's a better skater than this, and she simply has to have, I don't know what she has to have, because she's had a lot of opportunities to come out here and do it, but I still think with a bit more work and a bit more time, she's going to figure it out.
Here's that opening triple flip. She gets good height, but she's a little off-center in the air. You can see she doesn't get the rotation, and there's no way she could have landed that.
She struggled with toe jumps, but her edge jumps were spot on. Beautiful triple loop. Sow and Axel were all excellent.
It was a performance that reminded me of last year's Worlds, but hopefully she won't drop out of sight like she did last year when she dropped to 9th from 4th.
And you wonder if Louis Stong's worst fears weren't realized because she just was not into the program in the opening 30 seconds. At the Olympic Games, it was unforeseen. It was the skate lace of Tanya Harding.
That was a great. Come on. Here we go.
Well, Louis is going to try and pick her up, but obviously bitterly disappointed.
I think just very, very anxious of getting things. And then you came back? You did?
I think at the Olympics she said I tried too hard, and maybe that was the case again tonight.
Well, there's a real fine line between going out there with the right amount of drive and aggression, which she felt she didn't have at the Olympics, perhaps went at it a bit too diligently tonight.
All those marks might pick her up. 5.0 from Canada and Poland, but 5.5 from Finland and Belgium.
5.450.
And the 5.5's a little bit generous,
Well,
and she'll take them.
These next marks should come up.
And they do, Barb. And she has 5 first-place marks, 2 seconds, a 4th from France, a 5th from Poland. With Josée Chouinard right now the leader, but still 5 skaters to come. And we'll be back to the 94 Worlds after this. Welcome back to the 94 Worlds. Here's 16-year-old Tanja Szewczenko, the German champion. She was sharp in practice this morning, then came off the ice with a glimmer in her eye and said, "I'm ready for a fight." Looks like she's already been in one with that bandage on her chin, fighting for her first world medal.
Well, she's in 4th place coming into this long program, and with the performance that Josée has just had, it really does open the door for Tanja with a good skate to move up onto the podium.
Especially with that opening triple loop. The next jump is a triple lutz. It's not a strong jump for Tanja. It looked like a 2-foot landing.
Barb, I think it's important to point out as Tanja sets up for a triple toe, nicely done, that in a situation where a skater puts their foot down to save the landing of a jump, it pretty much balances out with the skater who attempts to land the jump on 1 foot but falls, because in essence, if you hadn't put your 2nd foot down, 9 times out of 10, you are going to fall.
Double toe combination. I'd have to say this looks like a podium finish. She's looking extremely relaxed out here today. one. It's amazing when you think that Tanja is still really a junior skater. We saw her at the Junior Worlds this year, and here she is fighting for a spot in the top 3. She was 7th at her first Worlds, really came onto the scene strong.
About the program, Barb, a lot of end-to-end skating, a lot of crossovers, not many good, difficult connecting steps. I think that is a significant difference between, say, this program and Josée Chouinard's.
That's something that should develop over time, though. We're looking at a 16-year-old, and she's excited.
You know what? I looked up at 2 minutes and 50 seconds, and she was already celebrating that smile, and now tears of joy, like Josée Chouinard. When it does go well, she can light up a rink.
Well, I'm sure she's very aware of how Chouinard skated. She knows how well she skated, and when you're out there and you realize that you have a chance to get up on the podium for your very first time at such a young age, it's a thrill in itself. There's the 2-footed triple Lutz attempt, but she was thrilled the fact that she actually got it up in the air and rotated, because it has been giving her difficulty.
And here's a beautiful triple loop. That is her strongest jump. She gets good height, very solid landing, straight up into the double toe.
Marks for Tanja Szewczenko when we come back. About saving the best for the last. Tanja Szewczenko in her 7th competition of the year. You'd think fatigue would be a factor at this point in the season for this youngster, just 16 years of age, but what a performance. 5 from the Hungarian judge, and the Polish judge up to 5.7 from Belgium and China. And you wonder if the experience of competing against her idol Katarina Witt didn't toughen her for this competition. Peter Meyer is her coach. 5.6s, 7s, 8s, a 5.5 in Hungary, but 9 first-place marks for Tanja Szewczenko. It looks like she is podium-bound.
Marina
and the German team has a double threat here. Marina Kielmann, the veteran of the field at 26 years of age, in 5th place. She was saying today, in every competition since 1991 World, she has moved up in the free program. And this is clearly her best chance ever at a world medal.
Well, I think not making the Olympic Games because of her teammate Katarina Witt making it, I think that has maybe even made her even more determined here. She's opening with a triple combination, triple toe, perfect.
And Barb, there's never been any question about her fierce competitive nature.
Position, into a broken leg sit spin position.
This next jump, the Lutz, is the one she has most difficulties on. She has a hard time getting all the rotation. But she managed to land it.
opportunity to see the programs of Marina and Tanja back-to-back, Marina's age, maturity, and sophistication really shines through. Unfortunately, right side's drop on any triple jump attempt will usually result in a fall.
Just tried it again.
A large cheat on it, but
performance, so I don't think I've ever seen a skater fall on a jump and then just skate a few steps and try it again.
She had that same fall in qualifying at Copenhagen. Said she was embarrassed by it, but nothing to be embarrassed about tonight. That's one of her best personal performances.
Here we're going to see one of the very few triple-triple combinations that anyone will attempt in this competition. Triple toe, rechecks, left arm reaches out in front, back up into the second triple toe. Perhaps her finest element. And there's the first triple flip attempt, and as I mentioned in the program, when you drop the right side, you're on a lean.
Well, it was also severely under-rotated as well. That seems to be one of her biggest problems.
4 times a medalist in Europe, looking for her first world medal. We'll have her marks when we come back. Back for the marks for Marina Kielmann of Germany, and how will they rate with that of Tanja Szewczenko? First set, 5-4 from France, 5-7 from Hungary. She, like Josée Chouinard, uncertain of her future, whether she'll skate again next year, although her hometown will host the European Championships. That's Dortmund. Second set of marks, a first place from Hungary. 2/3, the rest are seconds, and right now she is in second place behind her young teammate, Tanja Szewczenko.
21番 Surya Bonaly さん、フランス。
Here's the world silver medalist from a year ago, the 4-time European champion, Surya Bonaly, in second place after the technical program. But as her coach, Alan Giletti, said to me this morning, there's no doubt in her mind anyway that she had the best technical program and is a little upset by her current position.
Well, she said after the technical program that she felt very sad because there were so many Canadian and Japanese flags in the arena, and she didn't feel any support from the audience.
As she comes out of this spin, she's going to step right up into a double axel.
She's opening with a very difficult triple-triple combination. Triple toe loop, right into a triple sow cow, and a double toe on the end.
triple toe combination. Triple flip looked fine. Badly cheated landing on the triple toe, however. By cheated, we mean landed, but the rotation was completed with the landing foot on the ice.
Well, technically, there's nobody that can beat this skater. It used to be that Surya, all she wanted to do was be the first woman to land a quad, and she does quads, but only in practice. I think she realized if she ever wanted to win, she had to develop herself as an all-around skater. She's certainly come a long way in that regard.
Say if that's going to be the winning performance with Yuka Sato yet to skate, but it's certainly one that could stand up to be the winning performance in light of the way this field has skated up to this point.
Surya Bonaly of France has staked her claim for gold.
Here we're going to see her opening combination, triple toe, half loop, triple sow, and then just for an added measure, a little double toe.
And here's the triple flip. She gets good height in the air, but watch, look at, she's not fully rotated. She goes up into the air, and again, she's not all, I don't even know how she even pulled that free leg out, because that was almost a full turn cheat.
Marks for the French champion when we return to Makahari. We're back awaiting the marks for Surya Bonaly, who mentioned that part of her problem at the Olympic Games was stepping onto the ice after Nancy Kerrigan and Oksana Bayul, hearing the marks and feeling there was no room for her. She thought the judges had forgotten about her, skated poorly in the long program, and ended up in 4th place as she confers with her coach, Alain Giletti.
Well, there's no doubt that that is her best long program skate at a World or Olympic Games. She's always been brilliant at Europeans.
5 9s on the board for technical merit from Bulgaria, Belgium, and Hungary. 5 8s from the other judges, but for Finland at 5.7. But it has always been the artistic marks that have been the problem. Here they come. 5.9 from France, 5.5 from Germany, a 2nd place mark from Finland, 8 first place ordinals. So Surya Bonaly is the leader as we rejoin Brian.
Josée Chouinard understandably upset. She does not want to talk. I certainly appreciate her coach, Louis Stong, coming out. At the top of the show, I quoted you from yesterday saying that whenever Josée is close, focus becomes a problem.
And it was a problem again today. I thought after her practice this morning and her warm-up, she was ready to go. And when she started the program, I still thought she was ready to go. She really came flying into the first jump, but did not set it up at all. So totally lost her focus. She's the type of person that needs the first jump, you know, just for the confidence.
How? And I'm sure viewers coast to coast are wondering this now. What do you say to her? How do you deal with her in such a distraught state after what happened tonight?
Well, I certainly didn't feel that sorry for her. I mean, I didn't, you know, go in the corner and cry with her, because you have to figure out what happened as a coach. And as we said, she didn't focus. She didn't set that first jump up properly. So we talk about it in those terms. You know, she's really upset and crying, why can't I do it? Why can't I do it? And I, as a coach, say, well, you've got to think, you know, and you've got to focus.
Okay, they're wrapping me up. In one word, will she be back at next year's Worlds?
Oh, I really hope so.
Thank you. Louis Stong, coach of Josée Chouinard.
Well, Brian, this is the scene on the broadcast platform just to my right. Apparently the only person Josée wants to talk to right now, training mate Kurt Browning. And he might be the only person who really knows how she feels after his Olympic experience.
Elena Liashenko-san, Ukraine.
Well, here is the biggest surprise of this final group at the World Championships. Elena Liashenko of Ukraine, carrying her country's colors exceedingly well in the absence of the defending world and Olympic champion Oksana Bayul. This young lady was 19th at the Europeans and the Olympic Games, but here she is in 6th place.
she is in essence skating for her own trip to next year's World Championships, because with the absence of Oksana Bayul, the Ukraine needs to have a skater finish in the top 10 to be entitled to send at least 2 to next year's World Championships.
And you know Oksana will likely be there next year, and that was a beautiful triple Lutz. She carries a great deal of speed into her jumps.
Attempted a triple flip. She got her shoulders a little back behind her hips on the takeoff.
The jumps and then fell on the final element, the footwork, which is very unusual. I think she could have even been higher than 6th had she not fallen. The speed was the factor that I think I was most impressed with, Barb. To see a first-timer come out and show that kind of command, that kind of speed, that kind of flow is great to see. Triple flip jump, shoulders back behind the hips. You've got to make sure in the air everything stays square. Triple toe attempt. Again, a little lack of determination on the checkout to hold the landing.
Marks for the 17-year-old from Kiev when we come back to Japan. These World Championships will be remembered for a lot of skaters coming out of the shadows, and in a certain sense, that's what Elena Liashenko has done here, and a rare opportunity to skate representing her country as the #1 skater without Oksana Bayul here. She certainly seemed to grow into the role and has turned in a personal best performance as she awaits her marks from the judges. And at the moment, Josée Chouinard in 4th place with 1 skater still to come. And pending these marks. And Liashenko's first set of marks range from 5.2 to 5.5.
5.5, 5.5, 5.4, 5.3, 5.3. Thank you.
Be interesting to see how these compare with Josée Chouinard artistically as the next set come up. 3rd place ordinal from Bulgaria, 4th place from Canada ahead of Chouinard, but there are 5th, 6th, and 7th on the board as well, and right now they have slotted her behind Josée Chouinard in 5th place. Last to skate, trying to follow in the footsteps of Midori Ito, the 1989 world champion. Yuka Sato, the leader after the technical program, and you can hear the roar of support in the background. And a Canadian connection. Each year she trains part-time at the Gloucester Figure Skating Club just outside Ottawa. Her coach, Peter Dunfield.
Yuka looked extremely nervous on the warm-up. She had some problems with some of the jumps. A tremendous amount of pressure on her being in her home country and also skating last in the event. She's opening with the triple Lutz.
Nicely done. I find her music selection interesting. Slow dancing in the big city. There's nothing slow about Yuka Sato.
Barely hung on to that one.
You notice immediately how much smoother a performer Yuka is than Surya Bonaly. Her stroking is smoother, it's got some line to it, and those are the things that Surya simply lacks in her style of skating.
Very good triple loop double toe. Yuka cannot make a mistake. Because of the technical ability of Surya, she really has to land every single jump. She doubled that toe.
As she was going in, she put the brakes on and didn't go after it very aggressively.
Strange, because that's one of the easiest jumps. Looks like she's doing that.
Well, like her teammate, Masakazu Kageyami, who skated brilliantly here in the men's competition, she seems to be thriving off the audience. There she nails another triple sow cow.
The quality of this skating is just so much better than Surya. Sure, Surya technically was stronger, but she had some mistakes. Yuka has not had any mistakes yet. This has to be the winning performance.
Watch this footwork fly. skate. She turned one attempted scheduled triple into a double. Other than that, it was the program that I'm sure she wanted to deliver here. And to have the opportunity to do it in front of your hometown audience with Midori Ito looking on, you got to be thrilled.
Well, it was just such a clean performance, a very well-rounded program. She's got speed, she's got power. Here's a look at the triple S. She gets great height.
I love her air position. You watch her arms and they just tightly cross her chest exactly where they should be. Triple flip, same thing. Watch the arms cross tightly across in front of her chest. She just barely squeaks that one out, but it's landed nonetheless.
Will it be golden? We'll find out after this. There's Coach Peter Dunfield, and there were flashes of Liz Manley in '88 when Yuka Sato was finished. And they are still on their feet here in Japan, and they are skating fans from all over the world.
Well, like Liz Manley's program in '88, it had a lot of spunk, a lot of speed, power. It was exciting to watch.
There's her mom and her choreographer, and her dad, Nobuo Sato, who is also one of her coaches, and who also coached the Emperor and the Crown Prince on how to skate. First set of marks, and they won't be as high as Surya Bonaly, but they're good at 5, 7, and 8.
And these marks should come way up.
Now, the artistic marks will tell the tale. And here they come. 5 first-place marks, 4 second-place marks, and by the narrowest of margins, Yuka Sato of Japan is the new world champion. There is the silver medalist for the second straight year, and what bitter disappointment for her. Yuka Sato, first place marks from Finland, Canada, Hungary, Germany, China. So the final standings, Yuka Sato of Japan wins gold, Surya Bonaly silver, Tanja Szewczenko the bronze. Canadians, Josée Chouinard 5th, Susan Humphreys 9th. Let's see if Brian can get a quick word with the new champion.
Yuka, congratulations. You train in Ottawa. Did you, part of the time with Peter Dunfield here, did you talk to Midori Ito before you skated?
I talked to her this morning.
What did she say to you?
She just told me just have fun and concentrate on yourself.
Now, how did you handle the pressure here being at home?
Actually, I don't know, but I was just trying to do my best.
All right, Peter Dunfield, part of the time you train in Ottawa. Tell us about this special young lady.
In brief, she's a gem. She's, the word you used was the best. She's a lady.
She's the second Japanese female world champion. Midori did it in Paris in '89. Yuka said she talked with Midori. Did you talk with Midori?
Yes, I've talked to Midori here. Midori's been a great inspiration, and some of the things that happened to Midori we've tried to avoid. And
things like what?
Media persecution.
All right. Let me ask you, Yuka, about the speed. You have tremendous speed out there.
Today I was a little bit slower, so I was trying to push a little harder at the end of the program.
Were you tired at the end of the program?
Yeah, I think so. Very.
Well, congratulations, Japan's second world champion, and again, you do train a bit in Ottawa, so say hello to Canada.
Hello, everybody. Hello, Gloucester.
Peter, Jaakko, congratulations.
Thank you.
Well, Brian, she's a terrific new world champion. Stay with us. A very special medal ceremony is next. We welcome you back to the event hall in Makahari, a joyous night for the host country as Yuka Sato comes out to accept her gold medal, the 1994 world champion.
Well, Barb, flashbacks of 10 years ago for you and I can just remember vividly what it's like to come out in front of your hometown audience to accept the World Championship title. It just runs shivers up and down your back.
Well, for her to come through tonight under such tremendous pressure was just incredible. And what a deserving champion.
She told me in 1985 she was a flower girl here. Well, she'll be accepting flowers tonight. And they have called for the silver medalist, Surya Bonaly.
Well, she didn't look very happy.
And you can see the cameras gathering there, awaiting Surya, who perhaps is still lacing on her skates.
I'm sure for her, this competition was gold or nothing. And
Here
this
she
is going
comes.
to be very disappointing.
Well, I know she voiced her displeasure at where she placed in the technical program, but they don't award medals for the technical program.
Oh, she's upset. You can see her crying.
While a heartbreaking 5-4 judging decision leaves her in second place for the second consecutive year. As she congratulates Yuka Sato. And the bronze medalist is coming out, and she'll be delighted. Here's 16-year-old Tanja Szewczenko.
Especially after the season she had. I remember her struggling so hard to complete her program at the Junior World Championships in December, and then to come here, capture a bronze medal. For a girl of her age and her stature at this point in her career, a great boost of confidence.
Well, this is extraordinary. As you can see, Yuka Sato at the top of the podium.
What is Bonaly
And
doing?
Bonaly has not gone on to the second place spot. So this is extraordinary.
This is unbelievable.
The awarders will now enter.
That's like a direct slap in the face to a judges panel.
It's a disgrace.
Well, you've been through competition for so many years. Have you ever seen anything like this?
Certainly not at a skating function. And here comes the president of the International Skating Union, Olaf Poulsen.
You can hear the boos.
Medals will be awarded by the
ISU president, Olaf Poulsen.
Mr. Olaf Poulsen.
Well, this is extraordinary. I personally can't remember seeing anything as profound a statement as this since perhaps the actions of John Carlos and Tommy Smith in Mexico City in 1968. It's on the same level.
Well, I wonder how he's going to handle the situation. If I were him, I think I'd give the silver to Tanja.
Unfortunately, it's taken away from the moment for Yuka Sato. And Mr. Poulsen now addressing Surya.
Listen to the audience.
Very gently trying to coax her to accept the medal. And he'll present it on the ice.
I'm amazed that he would even do that.
Well, that's nice, though. He has got her up on the podium.
Well, you have to wonder what kind of a role her mother has played in all of this. Look, she's just devastated.
Oh, and she takes it off. It's the audience reaction that I find amazing. I mean, usually skating audiences are fairly tolerant.
Mr. Poulsen acknowledging the bandage on Tanja Szewczenko's chin, but unfortunately the story here has shifted away from the award winners and to Surya Bonaly, who doesn't want her silver.
Representative of the organizing committee and chairman of the executive committee.
Well, it's not the first time controversy has swirled around Surya.
Well, she's been reprimanded by the International Skating Union a couple of times for various things that she's done. Nothing as blatant as this, but there was a point where she was executing backflips on practice sessions for Europeans and World Championships, and she was told that she was no longer allowed to do that because of the danger factor.
Please rise.
Well, this is the moment for the Japanese public as they salute the gold medalist.